Jan, welcome to People in Legal.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, it's been a great day today.
It's been a very big day.
Yeah. I think the batteries are getting to the
a bit
point.
low.
Yeah, that's all right.
A little bit like the microphone batteries, slightly downcharged.
So you did a speech today.
I was part of a panel that was focusing on our future-proofing talent. So probably one of the sessions today that was more about the people than about the technology, but very much still in the context of how AI and all of the technology is impacting our people.
And Jan, we're talking before, you're on the people side, so I'll get you to intro you to our audience.
So I'm Director of Capability and Organisational Development at 𝗪𝗪𝗧 𝗪. I'm part of the Capability and Development team, and we sit within the people or HR function here. We work very, very closely with a number of the other operational teams, particularly the Transformation and G&T Innovate team that was really the driving force behind a lot of what was happening today. So we do spend a lot of time playing with ideas in that space.
And I mean, what impact do you think AI has on, from a capability point of view? Like, what's the impact there?
It's really interesting because I think particularly when ChatGPT first broke, the focus was all on building technical capability and it was all about, this is the tool, how do you use it? I think that's starting to shift, and capability has gone from, yes, you need to know how to use the tool, absolutely, but how do you align that with your own, in this case, legal technical qualifications? And we had a speaker today who was from medical, so those medical qualifications, whatever that might be, and the associated analytical skills, thinking skills, those sorts of human skills as well. So I think that's a really interesting mix. And I think from our perspective, yes, there's no doubt that we're still going to have to really develop the skills of our people around using the tool, but it has to be much broader than that.
How do you do that?
There's a number of different things we're looking at. Some tried and true, some I think will be big experiments. A lot of what we're doing is taking some of our traditional learning and working out how we build the AI into it. And that's whether we use an AI tool to enhance the learning, or one of the things I was talking about today was using one of our standard sessions, and in this case it's around goal setting, and talking to people about how they can use the AI tool to assist them in doing that. So it's both cart and horse. It's using the AI to help us build the sessions, but also then using the sessions to build the AI capability.
That's very interesting. What risks do you see with AI in terms of actually on the capability side of things?
I think one of the big risks is that people either feel it can do everything, and therefore the human side of it doesn't matter anymore, and it's all about the AI can do it. So I think that's a risk from a capability perspective. But I also think there's the counter risk is that people can get left behind. It's a technology that's moving incredibly fast, and what's associated with it is therefore moving fast. So things like risk, things like impact on social media. We spent a lot of time in the room today talking about impact on gender and how that might change. So I think we have to be really careful as we analyse capability build that we take all of those things into account.
How do you take the people, I guess, that are actually slower to sort of take on those sort of skills and bring them along?
It's a really interesting question. I actually think in terms of AI in a place like 𝗪𝗪𝗧 𝗪𝗂𝗵, you can't really be reluctant to take it on. It's so much a part of what we do. It's a firm that's known for its innovation and known for the way in which we approach things. So if you're reluctant, it's probably a bit of a values conflict there. And I don't think the reluctance is about the tech. I think it's more about the not quite understanding where it fits with your role or what you might be doing. And so that's where we come in, very much about this is how it aligns with your capabilities. This is how it aligns with what you're doing. This is how you might potentially use it. These are the cognitive skills we'll work with you to build in order to do that really well. So I think from our perspective, the reluctance is not about the tech itself, but about what sits around it potentially.
What does it actually mean, I guess, for a lawyer to be using AI in terms of them and their lives? Does it mean they're going to actually leave home, go home earlier? Does it mean they're going to earn more money?
That's a really interesting question, isn't it? And I think the answer is we don't know. I think there is a lot of thought that ultimately it should make life easier. It should streamline things. It should mean that people can have a better work-life balance. I hope all of those things are true. What I hope it doesn't do is just free up more time to do more work. I've been working in the legal profession now for 35 years, and I've seen people just get busier and busier and busier, despite the fact that there's a lot of technology to help. So I hope this is not another tool that just makes people busier. I think this one is the one that has the potential to not solve the problem. It's always going to be an intensive kind of job, but at least alleviate it.
One of the questions in my mind is actually how much effort should go into, I guess, the selection side of things, the selection of talent versus the building of capability.
I think that both are incredibly important. Potentially what we're looking for in talent might change. So if we're looking at recruiting new talent, we might be looking for skills around creativity or curiosity or analytical skills that we might not have been looking for in the past. Another one of the words that came up quite a lot today was empathy. So looking at what demonstrations around empathy there might be. Having said that, I think there's also certainly plenty of scope to work with people around how do we identify your key strengths and help you build on those and use those in order to develop the AI skills, the legal skills, those kinds of things. So I think there's going to be a balance, but I do think that what we recruit for probably hasn't changed much yet, but I can see in the future it might.
Yeah, it's interesting. I hear the word curious and empathy a lot more and more these days. How do you actually test for that in the selection process?
I think there are different ways. So a lot of the law firms now use psych testing in terms of part of the recruitment process. I don't think that can ever be the sort of finish point of a recruitment process, but certainly it can give you some indication. There are behavioural questions in interviews as well. But I think also, certainly from my perspective, I don't do a lot of recruiting, generally just within our team, but I like to look for what people do outside of the workspace to see, you know, and where we might connect and where we might have a conversation. And it's often in that conversation, even if it's nothing to do with their technical skills or that kind of thing, but just can they connect with me? Can we build a rapport around a topic that we both have in common? How do they engage with me? So those kinds of conversations, what kinds of questions are they asking me? So I think there's that, it's what kind of mindset are they bringing into that conversation? I suspect in time to come, there may be a lot more conversation around, or however we assess it, around the evolution of tech skills, but I still think underlying it all, this is a people business at the end of the day. And it's all about how do our people represent us? How do they liaise with our clients? How do they connect with our clients? That's not going to change from a human perspective.
That's right.
It might change from a technical one, but not so much from a human one.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of small firms out there. I mean, how could they prepare their capability? Actually, I guess they haven't got the resource in-house to have great people to do that. What practical things can they do? There's
actually an enormous amount of information out there. And maybe they could use AI to help them find it, do a bit of deep research. But for example, the Centre for Legal Innovation has amazing materials available and they're all free. Follow people on LinkedIn who are working in this space. And, you know, some of those resources are free. Some of the big consulting firms, I subscribe to a whole heap of them. Some are paid subscriptions, some are not, but you get emails every day. More and more and more of them are relevant to this space. You can curate that so you don't get overwhelmed with data. There's a lot of information out there. These networks are amazing. So building these networks out, and you don't have to be, despite the fact that while we're having this conversation, you can hear people drinking wine outside. They don't have to be those kinds of networks. They can be quite academic networks or whatever it might be. People love to be asked questions. They love to be asked for their expertise and they love to be asked to provide insight. So reaching out, I think, is everyone will share what they know if they know that the person who's asking for it really wants that advice. So there's a lot of free or relatively cheap. The challenge is it's not free in terms of time. So it's that time commitment.
Investment. What's the one takeaway you get from today's conference?
Oh, gosh, that's a good question. I think for me, it's been not to be scared of the tech. but to be wary of it, which I think I already knew, but I think there's a lot of excitement and you can get caught up in the excitement, and that's great. It's not something to be scared of, but it is something that you need to be careful with. And I think finding that balance, and somebody asked the question in one of the sessions today about, you know, how do you work out the balance of these things? It's like, I don't know. Still learning that. But I think that's probably for me that, and something I want our people to think about when they're using it. It's great. Play with it, get into it, use it, but always remember where the guardrails are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Jan, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome, David.
Amazing. Thank you.
All good.